Hi there guys and welcome back to Train Sim World. It's had an update. We have this. We have an EWS Class 66. We also have a few other bits and pieces which I'll get onto. But I'm quite pleased we've got this, if I'm honest. We have things like slightly weathered textures, which is quite nice. It's not as crisp and clean. But you might have also noticed something here. This was something I whinged and moaned about in my first Train Sim World videos. And that was lack of exhaust. We do have it, and if I just throttle this up, you'll see it does change. It's not a steam train. Do you know what I mean? I'm still a bit disappointed. I'm glad it's there, don't get me wrong. I'm just still a little bit disappointed. Right, shall we go for a little drive? I'm not going to do the full length of this or anything. You'll know my views on it fully. We'll just sort of see if there's anything else that's been changed or noticed or anything like that. So first things first, I'm getting slightly better FPS. I'm not going to lie. And my sound changes properly, which it never used to. Which is great. But it's good to look at, isn't it? It's quite pretty. Is that cab light on in there? Not happy about that. I hate people leave lights on. No need for it. It's just ridiculous. Right, anyway. We'll go and have a bit of a drive. I'm not really too fussed about the wagons. I just want to look at the loco, really. So in theory, when I shut that, yes, it finally works. They've also fixed the AWS and DSD errors as far as I'm aware. So let's get driving and give that a try, shall we? We're pretty much started up. Our headlights are already on by the looks of it. Yep. Let's have our instrument lights on. Let's activate our... Well, I can't remember how to do it. Was it... Yeah. There we go. Control enter for that one. Let's get moving. Didn't seem to have any brakes on anyway. Oh, it still does that, does it? I still am in awe of the way this thing sways and things, though. Oh, they haven't fixed the motion blur on the wheels either. There is a way to turn that off, but I haven't turned it off yet. I think it has quite a nice effect when you're not looking at the wheels. They've done alright with the livery, haven't they? There's definitely more exciting liveries that they've got the license to that they could have used. And my man's sitting, sometimes he's flying. I think it fixed that. That was to do with if you were crouched when you got into the driver's seat, it would do that. The body sway's beautiful, isn't it? So the track popping up in front of you is still an issue. I don't think, as much as it's very, very pretty, I don't think it needs to be as detailed as it actually is. apart from a few little drops, I'm sticking at sort of 28, 29 FPS. Ow, I've got 166 approaching. That's going to give us a run for our money a bit. What I want to see on this is show you the exhaust on this. So he's just powered down, which is a bit of a pain. No, still hitting relatively 30, which is quite nice. I mean, look, if you saw that smoke, you'd think there was a steam train. So the field divert just kicked in, so we should accelerate a lot more now. We're pulling a lot more amps. Just very nice. I come on expecting to talk about one thing and end up talking about another when I get to this game. So yeah, frame rate wise, I'm quite happy. I don't know what it's going to be like in just summer at the minute. This is in winter. Stupidly still, the trees have leaves on them, and it's snowing, which is unlikely. Not unheard of, but unlikely. I have fiddled with my graphic settings quite a lot to get this. I found that screen percentage was a big. If I go in and show you, look, if we go into settings and then go screen percentage, if I whack that back up to 200, then come out of that. It's a lot less frames. Talking about 13 frames for 60% of the screen percentage. So, I mean, I can fiddle this a little bit and get it down a tad. I can probably go to let's do 160 and see how we go. I'm sorry, I like an even number. Can't get it. 160 there. Ah ha ha ha! Yeah. Beep. Let's leave it at that. Right. So even 10% of screen percentage is knocking, call it 5 FPS off. With some pretty big drops actually. I also have my cab light on here, which I don't like. That should improve my frame rate nicely. It has done. So I should get... Oh dear God, they've fixed it. It makes the right noises. It's forgetting it's N. They've changed B to N, haven't they? I can't get it to brake. If you remember from my last videos, once I've blown the horn once or twice, it just wouldn't then work. The motion blur is still hideous. I'm really impressed with the frame rate actually of this. Let's go and have a look at the HST. That'd be the sensible thing to do, wouldn't it? Let's do services. Class 43. It'd be nice to have seen that in First Great Western Purple. I mean, there's not many of the green ones, and Let's leave everything standard there. Let's give it a full test, shall we? See what frames we get in good old London Paddington. Not many, I wouldn't expect. It's getting there, and I'm liking the fact that they are updating. They have thrown in that. I mean, this is DTG we're talking about. A reskin? That'll be $11.99, please, if it's a First Capital Connect 377. Most are at least £3, aren't they, on the marketplace? What? Ah, there we go. I was at, what, 30 frames a second in Paddington? Not a chance. 16. And we're loading stuff in very slowly. Yeah, that's a slight issue, isn't it? Why does the HST look like it's got rabbit ears? Okay. Okay. Let's hope for the best. Train supply brightness, dim or light. Is our ETS on? Train supply is on. DRA is off. No park and brake. Instrument lights, please. Alright, yeah. On. Still not perfect, is it? Still not perfect. Actually, let's stay out there. And let's look at this thing pulling away. Of course, this isn't going to be realistic driving, guys. I'm just going to thrash it into 8 so you can see the 7 steps. See the clag, basically. Oh. Alright. Wasn't massively impressed by that. Let's try and get a little bit better frames in here. No, I don't want to do that. Go away. quite a reduction in quality, not a massive improvement in frame rate. So at least it's pretty stable. I'm sure when we get out of Paddington we'll be doing a lot better. Good God, did I just work that out right? The ammeter works! Jesus! Why didn't I notice that? I need to bring my anti-aliasing up a little bit. That's what's causing me the most grief at the minute. I love the fact you can actually change the graphics settings in game. Oh yeah, that's definitely better. It's like near enough frame rate improvement. That might be because we've pulled out of Paddington, so it's not particularly scientific. Oh, I love the ammo. The way they've made it move as well is brilliant. I don't remember this being spoken about in the patch notes. Maybe I just didn't read it right. It's the way it bounces is very, very nice. Okay, I feel I have Train Sim World in a semi-drivable condition. It's not the prettiest of things. It's not. It's still very pretty. And I'd think the further we head out of London, the better we'll be. Yeah, I'd hope past Old Oak we get our frames will increase a bit more. North Pole that side, Old Oak that Old Oak, Old Oak, Old Oak, Old Oak, Old Oak, Old Oak Common that side. Not well, I'm quite enjoying this. Oh, big stutter there. It's not a big fan of me going in the trees, look. That is eating frames, isn't it? It's definitely a foliage thing, isn't it? Oh, it's because I've got it high. Shadow effect, not really fussed about. Post-processing, I'm sure I set that. View distance, sure I set that as well. Texture quality, I want to leave on high. E. Oh, why do I keep pressing F1? There we go, early 20s. Mid-20s. That's alright, that. Except for the stutters, and now it's taking me down to 19. That's pretty enjoyable. Right, 166. And then I will leave you for this video. I will do... Now I've got it semi-drivable, to be honest with you, in the AMI, it works in the HST and that. I will fiddle around with this more to get it so it's drivable. Let's try and get... I like the winter. You can have it at different levels as well. Let's have it. I like the winter and a lot of snow because it just makes things a little bit easier texture-wise. Also, adds a little bit of atmosphere, I think. Let's pick some sort of early-ish time. It's still pretty dark. That'll do. See, this update's quite impressive. Really is quite impressive. So I'll read through the changelog and see what we've noticed. So new function, this is the list of changes, this is the general fixes. A new function has been added to locomotives number 3 camera. If the camera becomes stuck by a collision, the camera can be reset by pressing Control and 0. Collision smoothing for the locomotive number 3 external camera. Fixed an issue where if the player was crouched and sat in the seat of a locomotive, yes, character would appear to be floating from an external camera view. That's what I spoke about earlier when we were in the 66. I think I did read that. So I thought I was right. Fixed an issue where at random chance AI trains would disappear in the player's viewpoint. I don't know if I had that. Fixed an issue where changing cab ends in any of the included trains using the Control Plus or Minus would break the driving HUD. Don't know if I had that either. Updated service mode locomotive selection screen, so the right hand information updates when the livery has changed. Okay. In-game credits are now translated in French and German. Removed a cloud of fog that sometimes briefly appears in the main menu diorama on first load up. Cool. hitting 30 frames, 29 frames. I've got it limited again. All my games are limited to 30 frames per second. I can hear a 66 rolling in as well there. That eats it a little bit. Still not terrible though. Right, do you want to see this quick before I go through the changelog again? I need to put the mask in. I was hoping I could just throttle it up, but it's a combined brake handle in it. So that's not going to work. There you go. Again, it's a bit rabbit earsy. Yeah, no hint of wheel slip either, which is quite annoying. So that's something that's not been implemented. Oh, that's quite nice. With the sun coming in, they're still getting 30. The sounds are still pretty pup, aren't they? I think I did read somewhere that they might have put them up. Right, the Great Western Express Editions is a BR Class 66 livery reskin. Achievements I'm not fussed about. Localization, really not that fussed about. Environment-wise, they've improved the overhead wire installation at London Paddington. Gameplay. Class 43 Introduction Tutorial fixed. Class 166 Introduction Tutorial fixed. Class 66 Introduction Tutorial fixed. An issue where holding the engine start button would not complete the objective. Had that with HST as well. Fixed an issue where a locomotive appeared in the list. Oh. You what, mate? That's green. Is there more coming up? Speed reduction, significant speed reduction. No, I'm happy with that. Christmas closure scenario has been fixed. There was a situation where the Class 43 brakes would stop working. No power amp's been applied to it. Oh god, I can't even read all these out. Audio fixed an issue where AWS and DSD alarms could be heard on AI trains from outside the cab. I'd just like to have heard them in my own cab, would have been nice. But they seem to be working really well now. 43, so what have they changed on the 43? Improvements to the AWS system, improvements to TPWS system, improvements to the DSD system. Improvements to the brakes, so the correct pressure at each stage of being read. Fix the horn, where sometimes interacting with it, no sound could be heard. Noticed that. Oh, I haven't checked this one actually. Seems okay. Improvement to the air hoses and multiple unit cables where they're dragging through the track floor. Improvements to the engine start audio where before it was too quiet. Smoke emissions are now present. Yeah, we'll talk about them, haven't we? We've had a word about them. Fixed an issue where saving the game whilst the doors were closing and opening would cause them to act strangely on reloading. Smooth cab blind interaction so that no longer snaps location are 100% dynamic. Talking of that, have they done that in the 166? Because I'm about to test it. Oh, they are. Yeah. I quite like that sun coming in over there. It's quite nice. This thing's pretty damn slow. Let's get it to 7 and get it up. Come on. Let's get up to 90. 166, AWS improvements, TPWS improvements, DSD improvements, fix the horn, brake pressure gauges, Reduce the window wiper audio. Yeah, okay. So they're not off. What's their max? Oh. Didn't like that. An Unreal processor's crashed. UE4TS2 prototype. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of the video there. Thanks ever so much for watching. Please feel free to like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys again soon.